Hello everyone, Meme here, and I love gambling. I fucking love the thrill of risking it all for the incredibly small chance that dopamine will be delivered to my brain. The damage I'm causing to myself is obviously insurmountable, and I've been the cause of several divorces and thousands of dollars in debt, but goddamn, look at the pretty colors. Candy Crush is a free-to-play mobile game that was released on April 12th, 2012, and it brings in around $600,000 a day. The game is being used as a money-milking machine by King, the company that created it, and at this point it is nothing more than a hollow conduit with a big IP that is used to funnel traffic towards other games from the company in order to make even more money. And while King's ethics are questionable at best, the tactics deployed in Candy Crush can be despicable at its worst. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Let's talk about how Candy Crush manipulates you. Candy Crush is a match 3 game similar to other games such as Bejeweled, with a Candyland aesthetic and powerful boosts. The game has a plethora of challenges and seemingly infinite levels that reach into the thousands. The game also has a life system, and the lives of which will deplete when you fail a level, and then slowly replenish over time. The gameplay in Candy Crush is, as I stated earlier, a match 3 puzzle game, where you swipe candies in order to create formations of 3 or more candies in a line in order to break them to match even more candies. In each level you have a set amount of lives with an objective. If you fail to meet an objective, you are reduced to atoms, and you lose 1 of 5 possible lives you can have at one time. If you deplete all 5 lives, you cannot play another level until your lives replenish. The game also has an in-game currency, gold bars. We'll talk about those later. Candy Crush, while being one of the most popular puzzle games of the 20th century, cannot solely rely on downloads alone to bring in revenue. Thus, like other free mobile games, microtransactions are implemented into the game to bring in more money. The microtransactions in question include a plethora of game-changing items and bundles, such as boosters, lives, infinite lives, gold bars, and infinite boosters, of which will drastically change the game experience to make the game more playable, functional, and fun for the player. This kind of business practice has a name, actually, and it's called the freemium model. And this is where things start to get murky for Candy Crush. A freemium model works by basically allowing the consumer to access a service for free, but can access premium services to better the experience with the product, thus the name freemium. Under a freemium model, a business gives away services at no cost to the consumer as a way to establish the foundation for future transactions. In BitLife, for example, you can access all of the basic game functions right from the beginning. However, if the player wanted to, they could buy the game's premium services, of which being the Bitison and God Mode packages, which bring many perks such as no ads, pets, all as a means of bypassing inconveniences that are present in the free package. This business model allows users to utilize basic functions of a software, game, or service for free, but then charges for upgrades to the basic package. This freemium model is an insanely popular tactic used primarily by internet-based companies like King, who want to lure consumers in to spend more money on their product. The ethics of this type of business model can be pretty shady, as some companies will relentlessly push for you to buy their services, and will sometimes even put you at a significant disadvantage if you don't spend money on said services. So enter Candy Crush. Candy Crush never lets the player forget even for a second that their premium services exist. You are relentlessly pushed to purchase bundles, boosters, and lives, and while you do not have to, you are put at a significant disadvantage gameplay-wise if you decide not to spend money, which is the unfortunate truth in most freemium model mobile games. You see, boosters help immensely in Candy Crush. Oftentimes, you are given a criminally low amount of moves with an almost unrealistic objective, both of which only become more unforgiving in the later levels. And let's not forget that you are only given 5 lives, and upon depleting them all, you cannot play another game until another 30 minutes while you wait for a single life to replenish. If you wish to gain all 5 back, you'd have to wait 150 minutes, which is around 2.5 fucking hours. Oh, don't worry, friend. There's an alternative option. Remember those gold bars I was talking about? Yeah, these motherfuckers give me a panic attack just by looking at them. You see, the gold bars, while being the in-game currency of Candy Crush, are a bit different. While in-game currency can usually be earned in-game, albeit slowly, as a way of trying to avoid spending exorbitant amounts of money on microtransactions or other While in-game currency can usually be earned in-game, albeit slowly, as a way of trying to avoid spending exorbitant While in-game currency can usually be earned in-game, albeit slowly, as a way of trying to avoid spending exorbitant amounts of money on microtransactions or other premium services, gold bars, just like my deadbeat father, cannot be accessed for free. But how, meme? Well, let me explain. When playing a level in Candy Crush, your points are counted towards stars at the top left corner. Depending on the number of points you get, you can earn 3 stars and then sugar stars after that if you manage to get enough points. After the level ends, your stars will determine how many gold bars you earn. Oh joy, you say, proud of your finger-swiping prowess. My Candy Crush expertise has earned me the gold bars I rightfully— Wait, hold on, what the fuck is that? Yes, you don't actually receive the gold bars you earned, as they actually go into a golden piggy bank. No big deal, you say to yourself. I'll just go to the piggy bank and pick up my hard-earned $3. Why the fuck do you give them to me if you're gonna make me buy them, you freeloading corporate crumpet-eating— Look, there's nothing inherently wrong with asking your players to invest in your premium services. It's the whole point of the freemium model. But holy shit, King is just so damn egregious that it is legitimately frustrating and punishing. Candy Crush makes you think for a brief second that your hard work pays off right before sweeping the rug from under you and reminding you that you're not playing a game with rewards, but rather you're playing a free fucking trial with the actual rewards locked behind a stupid golden paywall. The piggy bank is literally just a bundle, an alternative to wasting even more money at the store, all wrapped nicely with a bow on top to manipulate the players into believing it was a merit of their own hard work, despite having a convenient cap of 30 gold bars. And while you could make the argument that you have the opportunity to win gold bars through contests, notice how I said you could, the prizes are often minuscule and are almost always never enough to afford anything substantial in the game unless you pay real-world money. You see, whenever you lose, you have the option to add 5 more turns if you were really close to beating a level. The problem is that you need 10 gold bars to add these moves, and you can only win 15 gold bars from these races and contests, which last over many levels. You know what, though? I don't even mind the stupid cheap contests or $3 piggy bank bundles. And do you want to know why? It's because the store is highway fucking robbery. You see, using the piggy bank as an example, if we have 30 gold bars costing $3, that's around 10 cents per bar, which isn't too egregious considering the cost of extra moves. In the store, however, 10 gold bars cost $2, which is obviously charging us 10 more cents for the same amount. But meme, you say, that's not a very substantial difference. And to that I say, yes the fuck it is! If we compare prices in the shop to the prices we would be getting using our 10 cents per bar metric, we see considerably lower prices using the piggy bank metric. For example, we'd get 100 bars for $10 as opposed to 100 bars for $15 in the store. That is a $5 difference. If we up the bar amount to 500, we could get them for $50 using our piggy bank metric, but it cost $55 in the store, another $5 difference. But I digress. Let's stop talking about the gold bars and let's move over to the boosters. In Candy Crush, before entering a level, you can purchase individual boosters if you want. As you can see here, I can either buy 3 for 9 bars, 10 for 27 bars, or 20 for 49 bars. And while yes, the prices here are discounted, you're still going to be paying the same amount for both of the 10 booster and 20 booster deals, because to be able to buy either of these, you'd need to buy 50 bars, because Candy Crush, for some reason, jumps from 10 bars to 50 bars in the store menu. So, to be blunt, you're basically tricked into spending the same amount of money for what looks to be 2 different deals. This issue could be easily solved if King just added a 30 bar option in between the 50 and 10, but since that would make less money, we can't have that. And if you want to be real nitpicky, I took the discounts into account as well. The 27 turns into 30 gold bars, so you're basically paying the same amount regardless of the discount. And the 49 turns into around 60 gold bars, and in order to get the 60 bars, you'd have to jump straight from 50 gold bars for $8 to 100 gold bars for $15. And again, that's kinda highway fucking robbery for only 20 in-game boosters, considering I would have 40 leftover gold bars that I wouldn't want or need if I'm planning on getting boosters only. And while one could argue that it's free gold bars for using on extra moves, it literally wasn't free. It came from my fucking bank account, you goddamn papega. The worst part about all this is that this problem could be easily avoided and this blatant consumer manipulation wouldn't exist if King either implemented a custom purchasing system, listed a specific price for the amount of gold bars listed, or had more purchasing options for gold bars in the store instead of jumping from 10 to fucking 50. And that's just individual boosters, ladies and gentlemen. You guys ain't seen shit yet. Look at these first two bundles. How is this not a crime? Look at this shit. $10 for the same shit in the last bundle. These bundles are disappointing, to say the least, as they don't even serve a practical purpose. If the purpose of in-game gold bars is to purchase exactly what is in these bundles, either don't put gold bars in them or don't have these bundles. They are merely here to, again, make the player think they're getting a bang for their buck, despite the fact that they can already purchase boosters with bars. Let's say, for example, you wanted 6 boosters and 6 hours of infinite lives. That comes out to be 87 bars, and you only need to spend $15 on 100 bars. Mind you, that's still a ripoff, but it's less of a ripoff than this bundle, which charges you more than these bars and doesn't even get you the infinite lives. But meme, you got free gold bars. They're not fucking free! They came from my bank account! Look, even if that argument held up, even if I did suddenly get refunded the money that it would have cost to buy the bars, what the fuck am I gonna do with them? Shove it up my ass? The most I could do with it is get the 6 hours worth of infinite lives. But even then, I could have already had it through spending less money. But meme. What? What about the infinite boosters? What about them? What about the chance that you lose? What about the chance that you keep losing a level even with the boosters? See, this is why I hate the bundles and spending money on games like these in general, because you're honestly just gambling your money away. There's no instant win button in Candy Crush, it's all just randomized. There's no guarantee that the boosters will help because you can still get set up with a really shitty situation that will cause you to lose a life. The best chance you have is purchasing the Infinite Lives booster and just brute forcing your way through levels and praying that you win one of them. So what the fuck about infinite boosters, huh? Ha! Is it really worth my time and money? No, and neither is all of these bundles nor all of these gold bars. And yet, King still fucking loves pushing all of these deals, encouraging all of this spending, even making you believe that it was a merit of your fucking work. The store in this game is a fucking joke, and the minimal amount of consumer choice and the ridiculous prices of the bundles adjacent to what you can already buy with gold bars is fucking ridiculous. So, what have we learned, class? Well, we've learned that King's marketing tactics are so shameless that they will add meaningless discounts, trick players into thinking buying things are merits of their own hard work, jack up prices for in-game currency, and also have fewer options so you spend way more, and have bundles that are bloated with worthless contents that can already be bought for less. Class dismissed. Everyone gets an A for absolute fucking agony.